If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspirational juice. It is July the 18th, 2023, and today the topic is resist temptations. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you all had a wonderful Monday. Mine was just fine. I pretty much did everything that I set out to do yesterday. So to God be the glory for that, you know. I could talk about my day or whatever, in the after show. Okay, let's get into this conversation. Resist temptations. I came to this topic today. I would say that it's partially inspired by the time I woke up. Woke up around 5:51, and I must have missed both my alarms. I don't know, but woke up at 5:51. Checked out the Strong's Concordance, centered around those numbers, and the phrases that I came across was telling me truly cannot be tempted. And I said, okay. I listened to my prayer meditation. I came back to it, started looking up verses centered around it. I went to openbible.info, didn't see anything. And then I went to because I put in truly cannot be tempted, and I didn't really see anything at openbible.info. Went to gotquestions.org, and I came across a few articles that had me to kind of reflect on the fact that God cannot be tempted, but also that Jesus was tempted, but at the same time, technically he couldn't be tempted as well, just because he had the Spirit of God within him and things of that nature. And so, taking a little deep dive and study into that, ultimately the topic of resisting temptation in general was resonating with me, since it first looked up verses centered around that, resisting temptation. And here we are. That's where the inspiration came from today. So, here are the verses that was standing out to me this morning to share. 1 Corinthians 10:13. It says, "No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful, and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with the temptation, he will also provide the way of escape, that you may be able to endure it." Is that good news? It depends, I guess, on your heart, right? I say that it's good news, right? To know that, okay, even when I'm tempted, because temptations are going to come, temptations are a part of life. But I guess there's a few things to know about temptation. So, being tempted is not a sin. Can we put that on the table? Okay. You don't have to feel or beat yourself up, right, for being tempted, right? You might have a tempting thought, right? Or someone may tempt you, right? And things of that nature. That alone is not a sin. Now, when you start dwelling on it and start thinking about it and start, considering and all of that, then that's where the sin comes in. At least according to what I'm understanding in the studies, as well as, just going deeper with what the Bible has to say about it. So I hope that brings some peace to somebody today, right? I hope that brings freedom to someone today to understand that at the end of the day, when you get a temptation, just understand that that's a part of life, right? And you don't have to go deeper and start dwelling on it and start considering it and start, preparing your mind to do the sin, right? That's the totally different thing. But to be, faced with the temptation throughout life is normal, is, again, it's a part of life, and it is something that you don't have to buy into, right? You don't have to subscribe into it. You can resist that thing and move on. I mean, this verse right here tells us that in those temptations, God provides a way to escape. In this moment, yes, I am in, kind of reminded of, was it Daniel? I can't remember. Was it Joseph? I mean, there's plenty of accounts, but there was one gentleman in particular that Potiphar's wife tempted him. I can't remember the name of that individual at the moment. But, when Potiphar's wife tempted him, he had to leave his robe, but he left that temptation. He had to run away, but he resisted the temptation that she was presenting him with, and so sometimes it is not say that simple, but yeah, sometimes resisting the temptation is literally getting up and leaving, right? Sometimes resisting the temptation is not even putting yourself in a situation to be tempted and things of that nature. So that's just something to think about. Again, I hope that you all find freedom and peace in that, information. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. So then we got Hebrews 2:18 that stood out to me this morning. And it says, "For because he himself has suffered when tempted, he is able to help those who are tempted." So again, yes, it's something to think about. It's something very interesting to consider that, Jesus, although yes, he was tempted, there's parts of him that couldn't be tempted, and it's a whole thing. It might, blow our minds or whatever to go deeper and think about all of that, right? But the one thing that we can appreciate, right, about the temptation that Jesus went through is that he understands. At the end of the day, he knows, he's aware, he understands. It's not a situation where he's like looking down on us, right, and being like, oh, be like me, perfect in all things, and don't have any like understanding for the struggle that it takes to do that, right? So I mean, this verse reiterates that. I know the next one is going to reiterate it as well. But I guess before I get into that verse, I guess the main thing that we should do is to handle the temptations the way he did, right? One of the articles that I read today, and I didn't put any of the articles that I read in the Go Deeper section, so y'all can go and just look this stuff up on your own if you feel so led to do. Again, it's gotquestions.org, and I just plugged in resisting temptations and whatnot, and the things that I told you guys earlier. So you guys can look up these articles on your own, but now I forgot which one what I was going to tell y'all about it, but hopefully it'll come back to me. Let me read this next verse and then we'll see what the Lord do. So Hebrews 4:15, it says, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin." So actually that does kind of remind me of what I was getting ready to say, that basically, in our temptations, we should look to Jesus and how he handled those things, right? It was in one of the articles was talking about how him going into the wilderness was kind of like a mirror to what Adam in particular experienced, right? Adam, obviously, he fell when he was tempted, right? But Jesus, in turn, was in the wilderness and was tempted, and he resisted in every turn. Obviously, there was 3 main questions or whatever the case is that we know of that the Bible recorded, and everything he fought with the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. So, I mean, obviously getting into the Word of God, studying it for yourself, being aware and familiar will help you in temptations, right? But also I would say, again, being inspired by Christ and doing it the way he did and everything like that can help us as well. And, ultimately this is the juice, y'all. I didn't, share everything that I studied this morning or anything like that. Again, you guys can go deeper. There's plenty of verses that you all can let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. But ultimately, I hope that you are encouraged and inspired to resist the temptations. And that you understand that temptations are a part of life. You're going to get them. Don't dwell on them. Don't sin. You know what I mean? Don't get it all in your mind and start thinking about it and all that type of stuff, because that's a whole nother level. But the temptations themselves, when they come and everything like that, understand it is something that you can resist. And I guess that's ultimately the juice this morning. Now, the Bible verse of today is 1 Peter 2, 9 and 10. It says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into marvelous light," into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people. Okay, so which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not attained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. So, friends, I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired, because like I said, that is the juice this morning. Yeah, I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Did you know that you can support us for just 99 cents a month? That's right, friends. You can support everything that we do here at GSL for just 99 cents a month. Take a look around wherever this post is. You might see a link or maybe even a button that says support. Go there, check out the options, consider supporting us, because, we enjoy bringing you all the daily inspiration as well as the weekly talk show, but we have much, much more to come. Thank you so much for the consideration. Bye-bye.